Board. So this is page 3220 of Lord Mayhare. Uh, we're in the middle of the fiery free life chapter. The year is 1952. Baba asked, "Why did you bring this big container when I particularly specified a smaller one?" Erich kept quiet, and after Baba was seated in the car, they proceeded. "When will Kumar be in Kuldabad?" Baba asked Erich. "I presume on the 14th of December," he replied. "But I want him there on the 12th. How did this misunderstanding occur?" Baba went on repeating the same thing again and again, commenting that this was the second onerous event. Baba was also insistent that Adi drive faster, but since the roads were bad, he could not do so. Along the way, about 40 miles from Ahmednagar, near the village of Loni, a group of women crossed the road from right to left. Suddenly, one girl ran back across the road. Adi quickly braked to avoid hitting her, but another girl had unexpectedly followed her, unnoticed by Adi. She was hit by the left front fender and flung to the right side of the road, where she rolled on the dusty ground. Adi immediately stopped the car, and Baba and the others got out to examine her. Cold water was sprinkled on the girl, and she regained consciousness. Baba advised that she be removed to a hospital, and Adi took her to the sugar factory clinic nearby with the help of Dake and Waman. Baba sat down with Erich and Chuggan under a tree to wait. Since the girl was the victim of an automobile accident and not a factory-related injury, the doctor at the clinic refused to treat her and said she should be taken to a government civil hospital. Dake consulted a friend named Desai, who worked in the factory. He managed to persuade the doctor to examine her and determine if she had any serious injuries. The girl was not hurt badly, and after arranging for her treatment, Adi returned to Baba, who was calm and unperturbed. He said, "Of a series of 5, this is the third mishap. 2 more are still to come." The girl was to die, but was fortunate that Baba was there. He then hammered Adi, scolding him. "Why didn't you drive fast? Had you driven as I instructed, we would have come across the women. We would have passed before they crossed the road. For God's sake, do as I tell you." Baba and the men arrived in Kuldabad at 1 p.m. Baba had instructed Pendu and Vishnu to station 2 men on the road to direct their car to their accommodations, but no one was there. This caused further displeasure on Baba's part. When they finally reached the dock bungalow of a mosque 2 miles from town, which was where they were to stay, Baba remarked, "My mood has been spoiled. Now I don't want to remain here. We should go back." As per Baba's instructions, Pendu had sent Alaba and Gadakar to direct the car, but by mistake, they were waiting on the wrong side. Pendu explained the situation to Baba, but because Baba was upset, he instructed Pendu to pile the baggage back in a truck that they had hired. Bundles of millet tied in new pieces of cloth that had been brought for distribution among the poor were reloaded onto the truck. But after some time, Baba calmed down and, forgiving all, asked that the truck be unloaded again, which was done. Adi and Waman drove back to Ahmednagar. On Saturday, 13 December 1952, for 4 hours from 7 to 11 a.m., Baba walked about Kuldabad and sat inside the dargahs, which are the Muslim shrines, of three Qutubs, Hazrat Zarzari Zarbakhsh, Burhanuddin, and Syed Jainuddin Shirazi. The grave of the King Aurangzeb is here. We have a side note. Aurangzeb was the son of Shah Jahan, who had the Taj Mahal erected, and emperor in India, 1657 to 1701. Ooh, nice, 50 years. He was a very orthodox Muslim, but underwent a profound spiritual conversion through the influence of a must named Sar. Interesting. So, the grave of the King Aurangzeb is here, and the tombs of two other walis, Muslim saints. Before this, Baba asked the Mandali, why should a real lover of God visit particular places? What need is there for him to do so when God is everywhere? He himself supplied the answer. The reason is that certain types of lovers prefer certain places to reach God. Particular places appeal most to them in order to approach God. On his return from visiting the shrines, Baba cautioned Kumar, who had recently arrived, when you go back to Manjri Mafi, don't visit dargahs and samadhis, which are the Hindu saints' tombs. After seeing that I have done it here, don't try to imitate me, but always do as I say. By visiting their shrines, I have made these holy ones witnesses to whatever I do and say these days. Every evening in Kuldabad, Baba sat with the Mandali for an hour, listening to their stories about men of God. Generally, these were narrated by Kumar, Dake, Ramju, and Sadashiv Patil. While reminiscing about such great saints, Baba would praise their love for their masters. He would also tell some of the Mandali to pray on his behalf according to their religion, and would then bow down to them. Before praying, the Mandali had to wash their feet so that Baba could put his head on their feet after the prayer. Don't try to think about the why and wherefore of my work, Baba advised them. Do as I ask you to do. When I lay my head on your feet, just imagine that you are mere stones. Marvin, could you continue?
Okay. In every dargah and shrine, prayers were offered according to the religion of the Holy One housed there. And also the repentance prayer was recited. After the prayers, Baba would touch the shrines or dargahs with his forehead and, leaving a few rupees there, walk backwards out of the tomb. On the morning of the 16th, 40 Muslims were gathered in the dargah of the saint Shah Raju Kaital Hussaini. After washing and wiping each one's feet, Baba placed his forehead thereon and paid each 10 rupees as prasad. Similarly, in the Dak bungalow that afternoon, Dak A and Yeshwant Rao brought 25 Hindus, to whom Baba bowed down and gave prasad of rupees 20 each. In the evening, when Baba was again in the dargah of Zarbakhsh, he found a Muslim man in a pitiable condition and offered him money as a gift. The next day, explaining about his bowing down to the poor, Baba stated, "When I do it, I do not do it as observance of some custom or mere formality. Taking them as God, I salute them. It is like God bowing down to God." Baba also explained the difference between real help and temporary material relief. When we see beggars on the road suffering from incurable diseases, we feel sorry and wish to do something for them. But this is only a kind of temporary relief. Then how to help? We should help in such a way that those who are suffering will be cured forever. It is of their own karma that people suffer in this world, but none should fear such ills and sufferings, for it is the beginning of real happiness. But this can be realized only by awakening perfect hope in them. This hope becomes the savior, and such type of help can be given only by the realized ones. This does not mean that you should not have pity for the poor and feel for them. Let both help and relief go side by side. If you want to give anything, may it be selfless service always. Humanity is in need of such volunteers who would render such selfless service. For the next 2 days, Baba stayed in the Dak bungalow at Aurangabad with the Mandali. Besides contacting a few musts, he also visited the samadhis and dargahs surrounding Aurangabad and Daulatbad. The local people came to know of his presence, and many people arrived at the Dak bungalow on the evening of the 18th, including some government officials. Baba gave them darshan, particularly Adi Sr.'s brother-in-law, Dr. Ranade, who was responsible for arranging Baba's stay whenever he came to Aurangabad. Gulmai had specifically come to Aurangabad to meet Baba, and Baba saw her and her daughter Paroja, who was married to Dr. Ranade. As Meher Baba's identity had been revealed throughout the city, he left Aurangabad a day and a half earlier than planned for Amroti, intending to spend a day along the way at Manmad. They departed by train very early on Friday morning, 19th December 52. At the station, there was a great rush from the crowd. Baba was persuaded to travel by second class instead of third. As Baba entered the compartment, he saw a man already occupying a seat. "This man will be on my chest until Manmad," he gestured in annoyance to Erich. "It is better I travel third class with 100 men, as in that case their attention would be divided and not focused on me. However, request him to change compartments at the next station. Then I will be able to relax." The train started, and as soon as it did, the man got up and placed his head on Baba's feet. He had been waiting for an opportunity to see Meher Baba for many years. Baba blessed him, and the man agreed to change compartments at the next stop. At Manmad, Baba wished to stay at the Dak bungalow there, but it was already reserved for some government officer. While driving past the rest house, Baba pointed to a beautiful villa with a garden. "What a fine bungalow," he remarked. "Perhaps it is the best in Manmad." Erich went to the railway station and tried to persuade an official to allow them to occupy the Dak bungalow, but he refused permission, even though they were willing to spend the day on its veranda. So Erich asked, "Do you know of any other bungalow where we could find accommodations?" "Yes," said the man, whose name was Chunilei. "You can occupy the veranda of my bungalow." Erich thanked him, saying he would have to consult his elder brother for his approval. He returned and, on informing Baba, obtained his consent on condition that the owner would have to remain elsewhere so long as Baba was there. To Erich's surprise, Chunalal agreed, and Baba was taken.
Rosalie, do you hear
Baba,
Marvin? I don't.
I don't hear him at the moment, but I've been hearing him all the time.
Yeah, yeah. Marvin, can you start from the top again because we lost
yeah,
your
yeah,
connection?
it does seem to happen here and there. Okay, just let me know if it happens again. To
Sure.
Erich's surprise, Chunalal agreed, and Baba was taken to the place. It was the same villa he had pointed out during his drive around town. The resident engineer arrived soon after to make all the arrangements. Seeing him, Baba asked, "How is it you are here when you agreed to be out when I came?" "I have come to unlock the doors," he explained. "Don't worry about opening the rooms. We will only use the veranda. But do you know who I am? People call me Meher Baba, and it is your greatest good fortune that I have come here to stay a while." Chunalal offered Baba and his group meals, but Baba replied that it had already been arranged. In the end, the official prevailed upon Baba at least to step into his house and have tea with him that afternoon. Baba acquiesced, and the man left for his office, saying he would be back at tea time. His servants were instructed to see to Baba's needs. Because the man was so solicitous, Baba happily remarked, "I feel as if I am staying in Jal Karawala's bungalow." At 12:30, Baba wanted tea, but the tea leaves were locked in the cupboard. When the engineer returned at 2:30 p.m., Baba started with a smile. "We already had our tea, prepared with your sugar and our tea leaves." Chunalal was aghast and said, "But Baba, I never thought you would have it so soon." "Your habit reminded me of a very close disciple of mine who was also a grade 1 government officer, Jal D. Karawala, IAS. Chunalal wished his wife to have Baba's darshan on her return from Delhi, and Baba agreed to stop again at his bungalow while returning. Chunalal remained with Baba until evening, and after he had left, Baba stated about him, "It is a rare thing to allow a total stranger to occupy one's house without knowing a thing about him, and be willing to stay somewhere else besides." Leaving Manmad that evening, Baba arrived in Badnera on the morning of 20 December 52, where he was met by Pendu, Deshmukh, and Meherji. There, Baba wanted to contact a certain must named Kali Kambliwala, with whom he had worked several times before. But when the must saw Baba's black car approaching, he became highly irritated. Later, it was learned that he had had a great aversion to anything black. In a fit of anger, he burst out, "I will blow you all away with the machine gun."
Sounds like a movie.
Machine must.
Rambo.
Baba, with Meherji and Pendu, slowly approached him, and by then the must's fury had subsided. Baba spent an hour with him, pressing his feet. Kali Kambliwala asked, "Why do you wear these red socks and black coat? Use a different color, Sherwani. Throw away these socks and coat." "Should I give these to you?" Baba inquired. "No." "To the poor?" No, but don't keep them with you either. They may harm you, Kali Kambliwala warned. Baba instructed Meherji to bundle up the socks and coat and put them somewhere until the time of mass darshan. Baba handed the must some money, but he asked for round silver 4 anna pieces. Baba gave him 16 of the coins. He was also given dried fruit, but expressed the desire only for raisins. After this must contact, Baba left with the men for Amroti. Arriving the same day, he was grandly received by Deshmukh's family, Nanakar's brother Vinu, and his wife Asha. Nana's nephews, Bal and Anand Subhidar, and some of the elite of the town. Deshmukh was teaching at a university in Amroti and had made arrangements for Baba to stay at his house and for the Mandali to stay in Vinu Kher's house nearby. Baba did not like the arrangements and criticized Deshmukh to the Mandali, stating, Deshmukh is a jewel. He works hard for me, but sometimes he does not follow my orders literally. During my stay in Amroti, I will change this habit of his for good. After arriving at Deshmukh's bungalow, Baba stated, First I will have my food. Then I will rest for 2 hours. Don't disturb me until then. But after some time, Deshmukh entered Baba's room and requested that he finish the poor work, as the poor had already arrived. Although annoyed, Baba agreed. But he became further irritated when, against prior instructions, he found that some of Deshmukh's students had been included among the poor. Deshmukh wanted his university students to have Baba's contact and had brought them with that intention. So, in addition, another poor middle-aged man was brought, to whom Baba bowed down and gave rupees 100. After the program, Baba called Vishnu and reprimanded him in front of Deshmukh. Since my instructions are not well observed, it is better I leave this place immediately. Deshmukh became extremely nervous. Elaborate arrangements had publicly been going on for weeks for the Darshan program, and he repented for his mistake. From then on, he obeyed Baba faithfully to the letter. About his work with the poor, Baba remarked to Deshmukh, Although I am the richest of the rich, I am also the poorest of the poor, and I like contacting the really poor and needy, the musts and the masses. A large pandal had been erected in front of Vinu Kher's house, and Baba arrived there at 8 o'clock on Sunday morning, 21st December 1952. The morning darshan began with a kirtan performed by Jairam Bua Sant, in the course of which he obliquely questioned Baba's silence. No one had taken notice of Jairami's inquiry, but Baba did, and he stated, In spite of my silence, I speak through all the tongues in the world. On Sunday afternoon, a public darshan program was held in Joshi Hall. This chairman of the reception committee, a retired collector named Shriyutas M. D. Sagani, delivered a welcome address and made a fervent appeal to Baba to break his silence and speak. Part of Sangani's speech was as follows. Mayor Baba, we, the unhappy people of this disturbed world, have waited long for peace, joy, and light. We are now weary and have grown impatient. Our last hope lies in you. Meher Baba, we are eager to receive the enduring treasure that you would give us, and also to render whatever humble service we can in the divine drama for the dawn of the golden age. We therefore pray to you to break your silence and manifest yourself publicly. We wish Amroti is fortunate enough to have this unique favor. As Baba had already bowed down to the packed hall before the speech started, he dictated the following response. Our dear Sagani has asked with deepest love that I should manifest and break my silence. His loving appeal has tempted me to declare that, God willing, by the end of April, God will make me manifest the infinite, who alone is real, and whom we all should find in ourselves. God willing, the manifestation will make the world feel that the real eternal heritage of bliss is ours. I myself am fed up with my silence, and I'm looking forward to that time. And when I speak, the whole world will listen. The members of the reception committee garlanded Baba. Footnote. Members of the committee included Bapu Saheb Kaparde, Vinukher, Anna Saheb Solaba, Malaviya, Dr. Deshmukh, his wife Indumati, Govind Narayan Kare. Bhajans were sung and prasad distributed. Many more people had gathered outside the hall, and while going to his car, Baba was nearly crushed by the throng. No hall was spacious enough to hold the thousands who had come for darshan. Deshmukh invited influential, upper-class people to his house to meet Baba, and once Pendo asked him, Baba is for everyone, so why do you only invite these people? Deshmukh replied, the rich need more of Baba's company because they lack that which makes them beggars. Smiling, Baba observed, our Deshmukh is very clever. In the evening, for the first time in his life, Baba himself led the arti. It was performed at Deshmukh's house before a life-size portrait of Baba. I alone can perform my real arti, Baba commented. He then bowed down to each of the mandali and told them to take darshan of the photo displayed. Baba then stated, people say that I am the avatar, but when it is impossible for rishis and munis to understand me, how can they know me? Only the perfect masters know me. I am that ancient one, Zoroaster, Ram, Krishna, Buddha, Jesus, Muhammad. But how will you know that I am the Adi Purush, the supreme power? Rare are those who have the fortune to know me. So do one thing, leave the thought of understanding me altogether. Love me, obey me, that is all. Changing the mood, Baba began to joke. He made a strange demand. I need a cock that will grow at the proper time to remind me that will crow at the proper time to remind me about the various programs and appointments. All were puzzled at the request. So in the end, Baba, with a smile, stated, Dake, from now on, this will be your job. You must crow at the appointed time to draw my attention. This is my standing order for you. You have now become my alarm cock. On the afternoon of the 22nd, a program was held in the Janata College, Maharishi Hall at 4:15 p.m. A central government minister, Dr. Punjab Rao Deshmukh, received Baba, as did the principal, Dr. Jawala Prasad, and other members of the faculty. After garlanding Baba, Punjab Rao delivered a speech. Bhajan singing was performed. Baba's message, religion and politics, was read out, and the students of the college were given prasad. Sagani presented Dr. Rao with a large photograph of Baba sent by Harjiwan Lal of Delhi.
Thanks, Marvin. Rosalie, could you unmute and continue, please?
While it was being installed in the hall, Dr. Rao said, the photograph in this hall will always remind us of your visit here. Baba also unveiled a portrait of the saint Ramana Maharshi, after whom the hall had been named. and then toured the college campus. At 7:30 that evening, Bapu Saheb Kaparde arranged a program at his residence in Amravati. Footnote. Most likely, this is one of the sons of G.S. Kaparde, the famous freedom fighter and a disciple of Sai Baba. When he invited Baba, he said, Hirabai Barodekar of Pune is on her way here to sing for you. Do grace our house with your presence. Baba went to his home, but Hirabai, a well-known Maharashtrian singer, did not arrive. So Baba left after half an hour and told the Mandali, Kaparde has deceived me. People are ruined by such tricks. But with me it is different. No matter how he treats me, I am the ocean of mercy and have forgiven him. Sushila Subedar, Nanakar's elder sister, and her sons, Bal, 23, and Anand, 18, also came to see Baba. Anand had seen Baba in a dream the night before and was very anxious to meet him. He asked, Baba, can I stay with you? Baba had Anand sit beside him and asked, will you obey me? Definitely, Anand replied. Baba similarly questioned Nana, who answered the same. Nana's brother Vinu, his wife Asha, and other family members were present. Baba instructed Nana, strip yourself, go begging at 7 houses, and bring back the alms. Nana was about to undress when Baba stopped him. Were you really going to take off all your clothes, or was it just a show? He asked. Nana said, of course I was about to carry out your order. Baba laughed, remarking, I bow my head to men like you. To Anand, he stated, it is better that you study in school just now. His brother was sitting quiet, but he truly loved Baba. Beginning that day, both young men surrendered their lives at Meher Baba's feet. Nanakar's sister-in-law had been preparing Baba's food while he was in Amravati. And one day Baba told her, Asha, you make very good chutney. It is quite different, and I like it very much. Meanwhile, Baba directed Dake to find a handsome 16-year-old boy before his next program took place, and he immediately began his search. The next place of mass darshan was to be in Nagpur. Baba Das was there, but caused a conflict because responsibility for making the arrangements had been given to Kaka Sherierkar instead of to him. He became so jealous and upset that he threatened self-immolation. Baba sent Pendu to Nagpur to bring Baba Das to Amravati, where Baba severely reprimanded him and then directed him to stay with him during the tour. A middle-aged female saint named Tai Maharaj lived in Amravati. She had a large following, and she invited Baba to her temple. Baba went there on Tuesday, 23rd December 1952, and in the presence of over 500 of her followers, she received Baba's tears in her eyes. She received Baba with tears in her eyes. She declared to all present, "The avatar has come to me." Throughout the half hour of darshan, Thai Maharaj remained seated near Baba's feet and would not leave him. After the program, she requested that Baba enter the temple, which he did. A statue of Lord Krishna was profusely decorated inside, and Thai Maharaj gazed at it and then at Baba. Pointing to the statue, Baba told her, "I am there." On his return, Baba remarked, "I appreciate the spirit of Thai Maharaj. There are many saints, but she is a real one who totally forgets herself. She is so simple and humble. As for myself, I prefer vagabonds to hypocritical saints, persons who pretend to be saintly." A third public darshan in Amravati was held at Vidarbha University that day, where the principal, professors, and others accorded Baba a splendid reception. Baba toured the campus and met everyone. The principal, Mr. Narula, was a devotee of Rama Krishna of Calcutta, whom he considered to be the avatar. Baba explained to him, "Do you think it is all meaningless?" I need more words. Do you think it is all meaningless and senseless when I declare with authority that I am the avatar? Ramakrishna was a rare type of Sadguru. He was the herald of the avataric age. So go on loving him, and one day you will find me in him. How many more births will I have to take before God realization? Narula asked Baba. I am very pleased with your question, which reveals well the patience of your heart. Many come to me and demand immediate realization. Now that you have asked me, I will tell you. You will see me in the form of Ramakrishna at the time of death. That evening, Baba had been invited to Dr. Patwardhan's leper colony, 5 miles from Amravati. He was taken around the asylum, and he sat with the patients in their tiny prayer hall for some time. Baba spoke through his alphabet board, laying special stress on the following points. God loves most those who suffer most. Uninvited suffering is a blessing in disguise, for both pleasure and pain ultimately end in the nothing. Lepers must not become despondent and curse their fate, but should consider their affliction as a God-given chance of coming nearer to him. Compared with the few suffering with physical leprosy, many in the world today suffer from leprosy of the mind. In the end, Baba declared, I have plans of my own to open a universal ashram for sufferers of all types of leprosy in the world. Baba was invited to Devargaon, 14 miles from Amravati, on the morning of Wednesday, 24th December 1952. There, he contacted a must named Verban Maharaj. As Baba began massaging his legs, the must said to him, "Why undergo so much trouble for me? You have to do great work for the world." Baba replied, "I am for those who love me, and those who love me are my gurus." The must said, "You are the master of the universe. The village is blessed by your presence." Addressing the Mandali, Verban Maharaj then quoted this shloka verse from the Bhagavad Gita. When the flame of righteousness burns low, God descends as the avatar. Baba's presence overwhelmed Verban Maharaj, and he wept tears of love. Meher Baba is the real avatar, he stated. I can see him in his real form. My birth has at last borne fruit. In the afternoon from 3:30 to 4:30 p.m., Baba gave darshan in a Harijan colony. That evening, there was a mass open-air gathering in Devargaon. A multitude of people came, and the scene was reminiscent of those witnessed in Hamirpur. Jairam Bua also came with his devotees and took part in the master's arti, performed by Gadakar. Baba was driven back to Amravati by Akbar Ali M. Anwarali, who had specially come from Bombay to drive Baba in his new Hudson automobile. According to the schedule of mass darshans that had been planned, the next stop after Amravati was to be Sauner and Nagpur, 60 miles away. But without explaining why, Baba postponed the programs there. Erich's uncle, Pilu Mama Satta, who was residing at Karanja, a town near Amravati, had come to Amravati for Baba's darshan. And Baba sent the Mandali with him to Karanja. Baba with Erich and Chuggin left on the 24th for Marazad via Badnera, arriving at 9:45 the following morning. Not known at the time, there was a hidden purpose in postponing the Nagpur programs. There, Baba had to catch a fish in his net, but the fish was not in Nagpur at the time. So Baba traveled the 300 miles back to Marazad and then left again for Sauner after 4 days. Readers may be interested to know who this fish was. It was none other than the author, Veer Singh Bhau Kalchuri. Footnote: Veer Singh was his given name, but he was called Bao, which means brother. Born in 1927, Bao was 26, simultaneously studying for his master's degree in public administration and for a law degree. He was also doing research in chemistry for a Master of Science degree. At that time, Bao had no special interest in spirituality and, in truth, did not understand what it was. Still, he was a devotional soul, and considering this and his studious tendencies, his colleagues and professors had nicknamed him Punditji. Daily he recited prayers with all his heart, but beyond that he knew nothing. However, 2 months before Baba's arrival in Nagpur, Bao became restless and lost interest in his college studies. He went to Segaon, Mahatma Gandhi's ashram near Wardha, but was not happy there. Returning to Nagpur, he went to a Ramana Krishna ashram, but there too he was disappointed, thinking he would become a renunciate and live for the rest of his life in the Himalayas. Bao wrote to a Swami in Rishikesh, and the Swami called him to Rishikesh on 9 January 1953. Bao decided to inform his family and relieve himself of all worldly burdens before joining the Swami's ashram. In the meantime, he had read in the newspapers that Meher Baba was to come to Nagpur. He had never heard the name, so did not think it would be worthwhile to wait for him. So on 25th December, Bao left Nagpur to meet his family, who resided 80 miles away. Clearing up matters for his wife and daughter, Bao returned to Nagpur on the 30th. There he learned again from the newspapers that Baba was to give darshan in Sayuner on the 31st. He was surprised, as he was under the impression that Meher Baba had come and gone. He did not know that Baba's programs had been postponed. So because there was still some time left before he was to journey to Rishikesh, he considered taking Baba's darshan at Sayuner. His sister Neera Gaharwar, whom he occasionally visited, lived in Sayuner with her husband and was known to many people there.
Thank you, Rosalie. Eva, could you unmute and continue?
Sure. Bao decided to go for darshan the next day, taking with him his wife Rama and their 7-month-old baby daughter Sheila. Meanwhile, at Mehrazad, a Qawwali program was held at 4 p.m. on the afternoon Baba arrived, Thursday, 25 December 1952. As per his sudden request, Adi Sr. brought an Ahmednagar singer along with Sidhu. The next day, Baba bowed to Kaka, Erich, Adi Sr., and Don, while Don read out the repentance prayer. Baba left Meherazad for Soner at 1:15 p.m. on 29 December. Adi drove Baba in Sarosha's car with Erich and Chagan. They arrived at Victoria Terminus, Bombay, at 6:30 p.m., where Nariman, Merji, Jalbai, and Gadikar met them. Adi then returned to Ahmednagar as Baba was to take a train to Soner. The other Mandali joined Baba at Karanja and all reached Soner, 26 miles from Nagpur, the following evening. As previously instructed, Dahak had brought a select boy and also the boy's father. Alexander Markey, the American film director, also arrived at Soner and was lodged at the home of Nanakir's brother-in-law, Bashkir Mukund Sabre. Markey had expressly come to invite Baba to the inauguration of his film shooting at Alwar, but due to previous commitments, Baba could not attend. For Baba's arrival, Soner had been transformed into a festival grounds. Reception festoons and buntings adorned every corner. Roads were swept and cleaned, arches constructed over them, and a huge pavilion erected. Papali, Pleader, and his sons, Abdul Majid Khan Naib Sildar, a government officer, and many devotees from the surrounding villages of Ajangan, Keri, and Anjwada, Patkakedi, Malegan, Ajni, and others were responsible for this marvelous metamorphosis of Soner. Baba stayed at the circuit house and the Mandali at the home of Ba Walker, Pleader. His daughter, Basumati, loved Baba dearly, and in her intense devotion had stopped taking food and water. When Baba was in Amroti, she was brought to him, and he fed her himself. Abdul Majid Khan had surpassed himself in making the best arrangements for Baba. With the help of Papali's family, multitudes of people gathered on 31 December. Not less than 20,000 age recorded. The skies resounded with victory cries of Meher Baba's Jai, and the divine rays of his presence shone everywhere. As Bao got off the train at the Soner station and entered the town, he surveyed this wonderful scene. Instead of going to his sister's house, he, Rama, and their baby went straight to the Darshan Pavilion. Baba had just entered the tent. People were made to sit on the ground in long rows, forming a seated queue for darshan. Bao sat down among them. His influential relatives and friends saw him and hastened to tell him he could approach the dais directly, but Bao just sat there, content to wait his turn in the dust and heat. From a distance, he had seen Meher Baba's smile and was lost in it. As in other places, Baba first bowed down and gave prasad to 7 poor, and then his message about his bowing down to the crowd was read aloud. He then made his namaskars to the assembly. Waves of love swelled in the ocean, but they were of a strange fire, both hot and cooling. Harkari Pleader read a welcome address and gave a short report of work done in different Baba centers in the district. Tears ran down his cheeks as he spoke, and embracing him, Baba stated, "You will see me before leaving the body." A singer, Mahadev Bua of Wardha, performed kirtan, which Baba much appreciated. At one point, Baba dictated, "The highest state of experience is to become God and see him in everything. Miracles do not consist in bringing the dead to life, but in becoming dead to the ego life. Miracles are mere small illusions in this great illusion called creation and the world." The message, "The Divine Heritage of Man," was read out and darshan started. The people sitting in the queues had to go to Baba by scooting toward him on the ground. When they got to Baba, they would stand, and Baba would smile at some, kiss some, and rest his hand in blessing on the heads of others. But when Bao's turn came and he stood in front of him, Baba looked in another direction and put a banana in Bao's hand as prasad without turning his face to him. Bao was hustled away immediately as there was a long queue of people waiting. The crowds were so dense that no person could stand before Baba for more than a few seconds. Baba, being infinitely mischievous, played havoc with Bao's feelings. His heart was totally restless, and it longed to speak with Baba, but Baba had not even looked at him. Bao ate the entire banana, including the skin. It was not a banana, but a spark of divine fire. And on consuming it, his whole being began to burn. Bao had not a clue who the companions with Meher Baba were, and he began asking each, "Are you with Baba?" At last, Bao met some of the Mandali, but was told that an interview with Baba was not possible. Savat Kotwal suggested he write to Adi's office in Ahmednagar. Ranga Rao of Andhra had come to Sauner with his son and Dr. Kanakada Andi Suryan Arayana of Iluru. Bao met them, and though they too were new, Ranga Rao assured Bao he could arrange for him to get an interview with Baba. Gadekar advised Bao to read Jean Adriel's book, Avatar, and reiterated that an interview at this time was impossible. The darshan lasted until evening, and when it was over, Baba left for the circuit house, where no visitor was allowed. Until nightfall, Bao circled the bungalow in an uneasy frame of mind. All ideas of proceeding to Rishikesh were fading. He felt in his heart that the one for whom he had been searching was found. Late at night, he went to his sister's home. She had been worried about him and asked what was the matter, but Bao did not divulge the reason for his restlessness. Bao could not sleep that night. He was about to leave the house at 4 a.m. when his sister asked where he was going so early. For a walk, he said. She wanted to accompany him, and her presence prevented him from proceeding to Baba's bungalow. When they returned, Bao's brother-in-law, Ramlal Singh Gaharwar, asked him, "Why do you look so forlorn? You look positively lost." "I'm all right, Bao muttered. "Nothing is the matter with me. I'm just going out for a while." Unbeknownst to Bao, Ramlal's father, Maharaj Singh, had attended the Meherabad meeting of November 1952 to prepare for Baba's visit. Ramlal and Nira Devi, Bao's sister, also had Baba's darshan in Sauner in 1944, but they had never told Bao about it. Although Bao had seen Baba's name for the first time in the newspapers, his initial meeting with the Divine Beloved set his heart afire. Bao again went towards the circuit house. Ranga Rao, his son, and Dr. Kanakadandi were on their way back to Andhra. But Ranga Rao's son desperately wanted a garland from Baba before they left. Thinking this was a good excuse to have Baba's darshan, Bao asked Ranga Rao to give him a note requesting a garland from Baba and offered to take it to the circuit house. Ranga Rao wrote the note and Bao went with it to Baba's bungalow. One of the local lovers was on watch outside and did not allow Bao to enter. Instead, he took the note from him and went inside, returning shortly with the garland. Bao got the garland, but without seeing Baba. He left, and on the way, picked up and ate any loose petals from the flowers which fell on the road. He gave the garland to Ranga Rao and said, Baba is to come to Andhra to give darshan. You should come to Andhra for the program. I will definitely arrange an interview with Baba there. Bao also met Baba Das, whom Baba had kept on silence. He kept telling Bao through hand signs to open the book Avatar and read certain sections of it. But Baba Das did not know English, and no sooner would Bao open the book and begin reading than Baba Das would motion to turn the page and read there. Then again, before Bao could finish the passage, Baba Das would turn the page and point to another section. Bao could not meet any of the other mandali because they were all so busy. 20,000 people assembled that day, Thursday, 1 January 1953, for another program. Thousands of villagers from places where there were Baba centers established had poured into Sauner during the past few days. Raghu Patel, Moti Jagan Patel, and other heads of different villages had brought hundreds of people with them for the 2 days of mass darshans. Sauner was merged in Baba's divine light. It was like Hamirpur all over again, replete with a raging fire which swept through the district and affected every heart. Bao tried again to attract Baba's attention while taking darshan, but on that day also, Baba did not look at him. Baba's message, the unquenching fire of spiritual longing, was given, and at the end of the program, Baba stated, due to the loving labor of Popali Pleader and Abdul Majid Khan, Sauner is blessed by my presence. And footnote. This message and the message read out the day before, the divine heritage of man, had been given previously on Baba's earlier visit to Sauner in 1944. I will be leaving for Nagpur tomorrow. Baba also visited several families in their homes, but because the visits were private, Bao could not attend. Qawwali singing was held at Abdul Majid Khan's home, and during it, Aloba began dancing as if in a trance. He was prevailed upon to stop and was sent back to Bawalkar Pleaders, where the Mandali were staying. And can we have another reader, please?
Thank you,
You're welcome.
Thank you, Eva. This is a good place to stop. We'll pick up next week on page 32, 36.
Wow.